Hey, this is David Perdue from MyNAMS.com and the Novice to Advanced Marketing System, and I'm really excited to have Daniel Hall on again. Daniel is one of my favorite trainers at the NAMS workshop because he is so methodical. People come out of his sessions always knowing what's next and what needs to be done next. He keeps things at a really, my wife calls it a real teaching level, where you go through and you have a real educational plan, activities to do, and then being able to implement those things yourself. So today he's going to talk to us about how to build real fast video courses or video products so that you can sell those quickly from pre-existing material or even additional material that you have. And Daniel's great at this. Daniel told me that he'd sold millions of dollars in the products because he's such a great publisher. And people ask all the time, how do you get stuff done so quickly? He's going to tell us that today. So, Daniel, I'm really glad you're here. Thank you for doing this for our group.
All right, thank you so much, David. I really appreciate the opportunity to get to chat with you all and train with you all. And I've got some really exciting stuff that I want to share with you. And the really interesting thing from your standpoint is what I'm about to teach you is, in fact, a way that you can take what's in your head right now or some other content that you've already previously put together and put together a brand new and ostensibly much higher perceived value information product from it. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And what I want to do is I actually want to switch over to my my slide presentation. So let me do that now. And
while you're doing that, I want to remind people, if they stay till the end of this presentation today, we're going to have a little bonus gift for them, and you're bringing that with you, right, Danielle?
Yes,
excellent.
we do have a bonus, and hopefully you can see the screen right now.
I can see the screen.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So the name of today's presentation is "Create $47 Video Info Products Today That Sell Like Gangbusters." And you know, the really cool thing about this is, and you alluded to this a little earlier, David, is the fact that I have sold a lot of information products, and literally millions of dollars worth of them, and they've all mostly been low-end products, product price points, I should say. In other words, generally most of the stuff that I've ever produced and published and sold has been way under $500 in most cases, and most around the $97 price point. So that's a good thing. I mean, from the standpoint of that there is opportunity here. I always like to start off every presentation with essentially a bit of an advert, just a disclaimer here that today's training does in fact have a sponsor, and we will have an offer for you at the end of today's presentation. However, you're not going to hear much about that offer until I have first thoroughly and completely delivered on my promise to you. But if you're interested in checking out the offer, you can go over to http://nams.ws.fast video. It's that link that you see on the screen there. But just real briefly, what we're going to talk about in the training and the opportunity that most of you will be getting involved with at the end of this training here today is called Real Fast Info Product. And essentially, we're going to show you how to make info products that not only you can quickly make, but quickly sell as well. Obviously, that's quite important. So that's a little bit later on that we will cover that. Now, the other thing I want to do, the other thing I want to show you here is my promise. And I think it's really important that you understand and we understand what we're going to be covering today. So this is kind of embodied in my promise to you. Essentially, we're going to show you how to create fast $27, $47, even $97 info products that you could sell outright, okay, as freestanding products, or use them as lead magnets to build your list. Because one of the things I'm always preaching is, if you haven't started with your list building, you should have started that yesterday. That's how doggone important it is. And then we're going to show you how to use that to sell other people's products. Essentially the same info product, we're going to show you how to sell your own products or other people's info products as well. Okay, so I want to make sure that that we're all sort of on the same page. Go now to your questions box, and David, if you could look at this for me. Go now to your questions box and just type in heck yes or cheerio or some other affirmative responses. Let me know, is that why you showed up here today on today's training?
Okay, so I will let you know as soon as those start rolling in. It's about a 15-second lag here on that, so I would expect, and we will see those starting to roll in now.
Cool.
Yep, we are seeing them.
Great. So, I mean, I think it's always important to kind of get on the same page with your audience, so that you know, we have a meeting of the minds as to what's about to happen, right? So
we got some heck yeses coming in, Daniel.
All right, cool, excellent. Now, here's the other thing, and I want to make sure that you're all clear on this, because what I'm about to say is going to seem somewhat counterintuitive to you. You're going to think to yourself, is Daniel really saying that? And I want to you know, just reassure you that I am, yes, really saying this, because at the end of this presentation today, I'm going to be extending a very special offer to you, as I said earlier. However, I don't want you to invest in it. Okay, let me say that again. I don't want you to invest in it unless I make good on my promise to show you how to harness quality info products to make more money fast. And if I do, okay, if I show you how to do this, make and use these info products, then you should feel obligated to take advantage of our time-limited special opportunity at the end of the call if, and only if, it's right for you. Does that sound fair? Go now to your questions box and type in fair if that sounds fair. David, if you let me know about that, just so, again, I want to make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all in agreement here on what's about to take place. And while you all go there and type in fair, I'm going to take a sip of water. For some reason, I can't hear you, David, but I'm going to assume that you just said we're getting fares in. So that's
muted
cool.
myself. I'm sorry. Yes, we are.
Okay, cool, excellent. Now now we've sort of got all that out of the way. Let's jump directly into the training, because I want to essentially start with a story, and this is the story of me at the very beginning of this year, when I felt a bit of a disconnect, disconnect with my business, a disconnect personally, a disconnect professionally, and I kind of felt bewildered at this particular point, because you know, I teach digital and I preach digital publishing, and have for almost as long as I've been in business, since 2006 or 7 is when I first came out with my first products along this, and you know, I've taught folks how to publish to the Amazon Kindle store, to the Nook store that for Barnes & Noble, to the Audible and audiobooks, and even print-on-demand books using CreateSpace. I mean, I really, really believe in this. In fact, I've created a bunch of training products around it as well, like Real Fast Book, Real Fast Audiobook, Real Fast Book Distribution, Real Fast iKindle, Real Fast Book Marketing, and other trainings. In fact, I'm so ensconced in this that I actually even started my own magazine called Selling Electrons for Digital Entrepreneurs. Now, you may want to write this down, because I'm going to offer all of you a free subscription to this magazine. If you head on over to sellingelectronsmagazine.com, don't go there now, but just you might want to write that down for later, and it's a free subscription. But the point being is that I was am so ensconced in that whole idea of digital publishing. But as I said, I started this year off with this disconnect, and it forced me to take a hard look at what I was doing within my business and why I was doing this within my business. And I realized one very, very important thing, that most of my business's revenue came from the sale of info products, right? And the really nice thing about that is that seldom do they make less than $100,000. I mean, some of them have made $400,000 and way over $100,000. And in just one of my shopping carts, and I have several, okay, Nanocast and ClickBank and others, but in just one of my carts, I was able to pull up $1.5 million in total info product sales. And again, keep in mind that most of my products are very low priced. They're very reasonably priced. They're not thousands and thousands of dollars. That means, of course, that I've sold a lot of products to a lot of people, okay? And I'm proud of that. And my question is, with those numbers, with regard to information products, do I have your attention? Are you interested in what I'm about to teach you here? Go to your questions box and let me know, David, let me know when those start to come in. I strongly suspect that I do, in fact, have your attention, at least. If I were hearing this presentation, you would have my attention.
That got my attention big time, Daniel, when I saw the presentation. You know, that's pretty amazing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's proof of the pie, right? It's really it shows that it's doable even with lower end products. And this actually led me to a little bit further of a realization, because when I appear at NAMS or other events at which I speak, I would be talking, and I love to connect with you all, in person. And many times we'll talk about your business, and I always find myself asking you, when I meet you in person, hey, have you created your own info products? I always kind of start there. And when I realized that, I realized an additional couple things, which was, number one, I did not have an info product on making info products. And the second thing is that there was no easy way to tell you how to make them out of a full-fledged info product very, very quickly, because my hallmark, the thing that I try to do with all my products, of course, is do it real fast and real well. And there was no easy way that I saw for me to do that. So it was a bit stymied with that. But that's when I had this epiphany of sorts, okay? And what happened was I sort of said, what if I could show you all how to create quick, down and dirty info products that didn't require you to buy screen capture software, don't require a video hosting account like, say, Amazon S3, don't require you to have a website or autoresponder, and required little in the way of technical knowledge, and could be made with all free resources. What if I could actually pull that off, right? And just picture me like the picture of the statue of the thinker, kind of my elbow on my desk, sort of just pondering this in front of my computer, in fact, the screen that you see right now. And I realized in that moment, in that sort of flash of divinity, that flash of inspiration, that the answer was in front of me all the time. And it's something called the Jing Sun, okay? And as you can see right over here, I actually have it pulled up here live as well, but this is where I was like, holy cow, I've been using the Jing Sun for a long, long time to essentially communicate with my team members, communicate with clients even. Sometimes I'll even post a video and put it in my Facebook group with using Jing. But with Jing, what I finally realized, I woke up to the fact that you could record, you could upload, and you could paste and profit your information products, your video information products, which, by the way, have a much higher perceived value than other types of products. And you could actually build them out really high quality in no time. But that's not all. Not only could you make information products from them, you could actually use them to create things like what I call talking sales pages, right? Where you can create multimedia PDFs to help you sell and explain your Kindle books and info products, or even do product reviews and walkthroughs for your affiliate products, okay? Then, if that's not enough, and certainly that is enough, but this actually gets even better, is that I'm always preaching and teaching that you should be building your own email list. And one of the biggest obstacles I hear when I talk to you privately and when I talk to you in groups is, well, yeah, that sounds great, Daniel. I'd love to start my own email list, but how in the heck do I get people to sign up? How do I get people to opt in? Well, how about a video mini course, much the same way that I'm going to teach you right now? In fact, this is an example of what I'm going to show you how to create here today. This is essentially the document, and what I want you to notice that number one, that this is essentially video training embedded Jing links. That is the video, right? That is the video component of the training, and I want to actually take you through the steps here. And well, first off, let me ask you: would you all like to get a copy of this document? Would that be helpful for you? And if that would be helpful, David, maybe I can get you the link, because I actually have a link here somewhere.
You bet. That would be helpful.
Okay, so let me grab the link here. Now I'm not sure where to put this.
If you
David.
still have your Facebook open, drop it in that message we were talking in earlier.
Okay, I could do that, no problems. And then David, you can get this out to everyone, I assume. Okay, there you go. There's that. You know, this is essentially. In fact, let me open up the document here, so that you all can see it. Okay, here it is up on the screen right now. Essentially, this is the live MS Word document, and the thing I want to show you, and I basically just David just sent out, or will be sending out, a link to this very document as a PDF. But what I want to show you about it, what's so unique about this strategy, is the fact that it is so doggone simple to pull off, right? Because what I did essentially was I discovered I decided that I was going to make for this particular little mini course, how to revitalize old blog posts with typographics, and I decided it was going to be essentially a 5-module training. And so what I did was I went through and I sort of planned out each module and started a little table here. I knew that there was going to be 5 spots here, so I made 5 cells, just like you see here, and I just went through and recorded each one of those. In fact, let me go back to my PowerPoint and take you through this process, because it's really, really pretty awesome when you think about how you can use this in so many ways. So here's the steps that I'm gonna take you through to show you how to go about using this. And I will tell you, the first thing you need to do is decide on a short training. Now, I'm going to go through these steps really quick, and then I'm going to go back and take you through them one by one. I just kind of want you to see the forest here, the big picture, and then we're going to take you down and show you how to do this step by step. But step 1 is you're going to decide on a short training. You're going to break that short training down into steps. You're going to create 3 or 4 PowerPoint or Keynote slides per step, or plan some sort of short demo for each step. Okay? We'll talk more about that in a second. Then you're going to fire up Jing, this little guy right over here, right? And you're just basically going to walk your way through it, talk your way through that particular slide deck. And the really cool thing about Jing, and the thing I love about Jing, is the fact that they actually force you to be 5 minutes or less. All right, so you have to be pretty succinct in what you say, and that's a good thing when you're doing product creation. Believe it or not, long videos in info products are bad. Okay, people have a hard time getting through all that content. So the quicker you can get to the point and actually make things understandable and lay out why they need to do a certain thing or another, the better. Okay, now. After that, step 5 is you're going to upload your videos and, of course, paste them into an MS Word document. Then you're going to do a short narrative description for each video and, of course, end up saving that as a PDF. So with that, let's actually jump in and show you each one of these steps. First off, we're going to decide on a short training. And the purpose is the purpose of the end product is so vitally important. So you're going to need to decide what the purpose is. In other words, do you want to make your product a freestanding info product that you could sell for $27, $37, $47, $97, whatever, okay? Or do you want to use it as a talking sales page, right? That you can either sell your own products and services or an affiliate's products or services. Or do you want to use it as a lead magnet to get people to get onto your list that way? In other words, you give them, that's the quid pro quo. They give you their name and email address, and then you give them this mini video course. And the way, you know, when I realized this, that was actually the very first thing that I did, the very first list building thing that I did way back in 2005 when I launched Speakers Cruise Free, you know, 10 years ago now. Right? Is this little video mini, and it works the same today. Actually, I would argue it works better today as a lead magnet than it did then. More people understand what's going on, what they get. Okay, so you're going to decide on the purpose of your info product. By the way, I should say that it could serve all of these purposes. It could be simultaneously an info product, a talking sales page, and a lead magnet. It could be all three of those at the same time. But again, you decide what your purpose is. Okay, now, once you've kind of got that decision made, you're going to ask yourself, well, what do I have that's already selling? So if you are an author, if you are an affiliate marketer, if you are a Kindle publisher, you're going to look at what you sell, okay, and what sells the easiest. What is the easiest thing that you sell, all right? And many times, you could find that, you know, with your Kindle titles if you have it, or in just look at the areas of your own business. You know, what is selling the easiest, and make a decision. In other words, choose something that you already know is selling. Okay, and you're going to take that content that you already know has a market, and you're going to essentially recast it. Okay. You're going to make it into a much more higher perceived value info product. That's essentially what we're doing here. Okay. And then once you've done that, what you're going to do is you're going to break your steps down into short steps, right? So when I look at this, when I actually analyze this myself, I think about all right. So consider yourself, if you're just an absolute Jedi ninja. You know, master at whatever it is you do. And it takes you 10, 15, 20, or even 30 minutes to do a particular result, all right, or to achieve a particular result. Generally, that's about the right amount of material, the right amount of content to put into a $27, $37, or $47 product. Okay. Now you can go much more extensive, for sure you can, and make it a $97, $197 product. But again, I want you to start small so that you kind of get the process in. Once you do have the process, it's going to be real quick. You're going to be able to do it very quick from then on. But essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to take whatever topic that you choose, you're going to break them up into short steps, okay? Now, what I like to do is I like to write my steps down as bullet points. And essentially what I'll do is, you see I have a headline up here, write steps as bullet points. So as I went through this particular, matter of fact, I have another example here. Let me see if I can open this for you and show you this particular product. Okay, here you go. You can see this on this page right here. This is how to go. This is the one I used to create the how to revitalize old blog posts with new images. Now this is just one of the 5 slide decks, but I want you to notice here that there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 slides in this deck, and the reason why I say 3 or 4 is because I know I only have about 5 minutes to talk, and I talk fairly slow, so this is as much as I can get. If you talk faster, maybe you can get 5 or 7 slides in here for you. But for me, this is about right. So here's the rub on all this. You're going to have one of these slide decks. You're going to develop one of these slide decks for each step in your modules. Okay. So like for example, when I went to do this particular one, and I set blog post grow stale, I just wrote in each one of these on the top of each slide, and then I went back once I knew what I was about to say here. Then I just filled it in with all of these bullet points. You see that? And then the idea behind the bullet points, by the way, is that so that you can kind of keep track of what you need to say, right? You can keep track of what you need to communicate to that audience out there that's listening to you. All right? Okay, so let's go back here real quick like a bunny. So what I'll do is I'll write my headlines and then go back and then essentially make 3 to 4 slides and then narrate through each one of those slides with Jing. And again, you're going to need to limit that Jing video to a 5-minute video for each step, and of course be as brief as you possibly can be. Then you're going to fire up Jing, and you're going to start up your PowerPoint, and essentially you're going to narrate yourself through your slides. By the way, I want you to check this out. Let me come back here for just a second. And one of the things that you, in my opinion, you really must do when you're setting up one of these PowerPoints to work with, right, is you're going to come over here. The very first thing is and set up your slideshow, right? See this button right up here? And you're going to want to, it's going to be defaulted to presented by a speaker, full screen, but you want to choose the middle one, browse by an individual window, okay? And the reason for that is that when you go to open this, and we'll actually do that now, we'll play from current slide. You see how the really cool thing about this, in fact, let me go back up to the very top slide. There we go. The cool thing about this is that you can, because this is now in a window, what makes it so cool is that PowerPoint does such an excellent job of sizing everything and keeping all your images crisp and clear and clean. Okay, that's why I love this. Now here's the other thing. We've got our Jing Sun here, right? You see that? Now what you're going to do to record it is you're going to come over here, and then you're going to take this crosshairs, and a couple things I want to show you about the crosshairs, and I'm going to actually click it, and it's going to pop up here in just a second. There it is. You can see my crosshairs moving around, and what it will do with Jing is it will grab any open window. So right now we've got this open window, we've got the outer, we've got the inner, or I could actually drag and just cover this area right here. Okay, just like that. And now if you look down here at the very bottom of the screen, it says capture video. That's where you're going to click to basically start narrating through your slides. Just talk right through them, right? You have 5 minutes for each slide deck to do that. And it's going to, once you do that, it'll give you the option to upload this to screencast.com for free, okay? They give you 2 gigabytes per month for free, and Jing is also for free, okay? You could use it completely free. But then it will give you, if I just cancel out of that and come back here to my my MS Word document, it'll give you this link that you see here. Let me make this a little larger because it's awfully small for you. So it'll give you this link right here, okay? And that's a very, very cool thing, because essentially once you have that, you have your video, right? And the thing I absolutely adore about this system is that you don't have to mess around with resolution, with screen sizes, with uploading it to embedding it on a membership site. All you got to do is take the link and simply paste it into a doggone MS Word document, and you are basically ready. And by the way, we're gonna do that in our next step here. Let me get back there. You can tell I get worked up about this only because I know it works so doggone well. But the really cool thing is that this actually is so easy. I mean, PDFs, which is what we do here in our next step. Well, you're going to upload all that, and then you're going to, essentially repeat the process for each step. But a PDF is one of the easiest things in the whole wide world to deliver, with the least amount of customer service issues and all of that. So once you have your videos recorded, what you're going to do is you're going to just essentially upload that particular video, and then you're going to paste the link into your Word document. You're going to do that for each one of your steps. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. You're going to repeat that for every step. Now, then the other thing that you're going to do is then you're going to kind of come back and add some textual narrative. That's what I call it anyway. Textual narrative above each link within your Word document. And what this does is it lets your readers and your viewers know what that particular video is all about. It sort of gives them the context of that particular video. And then, of course, then you're going to add a nice cover and a copyright notice, and you are pretty much done. Okay. And by the way, this is what the textual narrative looks like. You see how I have this particular link in here, and I just sort of introduce what the people are about to watch and why they're watching it in this particular format. Okay. That's the cool part of it. All right. Now, once you have your document the way you want it, it's essentially an easy thing in MS Word or Pages. You just save that document as a PDF. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to Save As, and then under the Save As file type, there's a little drop-down menu right above where you see this arrow near the bottom of the screen. And then you're going to choose PDF, and you're just going to save the document as a PDF. Okay? Now, once you have all of this, you can use this new PDF mini video course that you've just created, and you can sell it from your own site. You can sell it on Fiverr. You can sell it on eBay, Craigslist, Hub Pages. Or if you want to post some free, get some free traffic, you can post it to Scribd and SlideShare and Hashdoc and other sites. Or you could use it as an incentive to get people to join your list. Are you getting this? Are you getting the power of what's going on here, what I'm showing you?
I'm watching this and following along with your document and everything, and I actually do 3 to 5 minute videos every day in my challenge, in my insiders group. Mm-hmm. And this is amazing because you are making these so fast, and so there's no production. That's the amazing part to this. There's no production.
That's right. Yeah, you can have an idea and essentially have it created and on the market in the same day, right? and so it's like, whoa. And by the way, if you are an affiliate marketer, okay, you could use these documents. You could use these documents as a bonus so that people buy through your link instead of somebody else's link, okay? Because we all want money in your bank account, right? That's what this is all about, is standing head and shoulders above your competition and giving more value to your community, the community that you serve in whatever niche that happens to be, okay? So really, really important that you all see that. I hope you're getting this. Are you? I mean, I'll just ask you. Go to your questions box. Are you getting this?
And people are saying yes. This is great stuff. So they are getting that. We have a bunch of questions, but I think we've got the questions answered because they were technical, and I was able to answer a lot of those questions. One of the things people are asking a little bit is, if you're making so much money with these small products and it's mass products, you must be really marketing the heck out of them. So if you talk about that a little bit at the end, that'd be great.
Sure. So I do have a question for each one of you. Have I delivered on my promise to you? If so, go to your questions box right now and type in "heck yes" if I have, and if I haven't, I definitely want to hear that too. Uh, but I'm pretty doggone sure I've delivered on my promise.
Yep, and they're saying yes. You know, the one thing that I wanted to say about this too is you're really showing people how there is no barrier to getting started. And some people would look at this and say, well, you know, it's not a huge product. It's not something that has a lot of finesse and pizzazz to it. But Daniel, you're selling these things like hotcakes, right?
Well, here's the point. The point is the format is all right. So the difference is between a Kindle. Let's take for example. You know, I love Kindle and I teach Kindle and I just adore all that. But let's just take for example a Kindle book, okay, that you can sell between $2.99 and $9.90 and 99 cents and get 70% of the royalties, okay.
Right.
So you realize that you have to sell a whole lot of those products in order to make any real money. But you can take the same or substantially similar information and incorporate it into a product like this, okay, and sell that at a much higher price point, and people will pay it, and happily so. Why? Because it has more value to them as a multimedia with the multimedia component. Right?
Absolutely.
And not only that, it's hold on, one other thing, because it's really important that folks understand. It's not only that we are all conditioned to pay only, you know, $10 or $3 or $4 for a Kindle book, but we are all conditioned to pay a lot more for information products. That's the point I wanted to make before I cut you off there, David.
No, I was just saying absolutely. You're right on. And one of the things that somebody in here said is that Jing has only a 5-minute limit for free, right? Mm-hmm. That's the point. That is the point. I mean,
that is the point.
Keep these sharp and to the point.
Exactly, short and to the point, because you know the fact of the matter is that people actually don't want to hear the sound of your voice. I know that people don't like to hear the sound of my voice. What they want, what they do like, is the results that you can create for them in the product that you create. Okay, and you want to do your level best. Okay, to give them just the meat, just what they need. Okay, to achieve the result that you're promising. Okay, that's really the key, and why one of the reasons why, by the way, I love the 5 minutes. Okay, because it forces you to be succinct and to move on quickly. By the way, your customers are going to definitely agree with that. Okay.
And you got a gazillion people in here saying yes, you've delivered a ton already, and that you always do. So.
Okay, cool. So I have much more to teach you about, by the way.
Okay, good.
Because, so don't go anywhere. But here's the rub on all this, folks. You may be asking yourself, well, why are you using info products? You know, why are you touting this? And essentially, most importantly for each and every one of you, is that when you do them right, people actually buy them. Okay. Also, understand, because info products are usually less expensive and a more convenient alternative to solve problems that your product was designed to solve, people will buy them for that reason too. Okay? In other words, it's cheaper to buy an info product than it is to, say, hire a plumber. Right? If you could do it, you could solve the problem yourself, or hire some other professional or some other trade person to do something. It's much more cost effective for your customer if they can do it with your info product, right? And I call this the profit multiplier. In fact, in the workaday world, in the world that most of us still are, hopefully or thankfully, I'm not that person anymore. I used to be, but I bet you most folks or many folks listening right now or later are in that sort of. You go to work, you do a job. And you actually trade your ability to solve problems in real time for money. Now let's look at that for just a second. If you're a neurosurgeon, you've got to show up and actually do surgery to get paid. Right? If you're an insurance salesman, you've got to show up to sell the policy in order to get paid. If you're a chiropractor, you've got to show up to give an adjustment if you want to get paid. If you're a plumber, the same thing. You solve problems, most of us do, solve problems in some way, some fashion, some form in our day-to-day lives, and people give us money for those problems that we solve. But the problem with all of that is that you are limited by the number of hours in a day. So I don't care who you are. Right? If you are the President of the United States to the local ditch digger, we all only have 24 hours in a single day, which means, of course, that we all have only 24 hours in the day to sell, okay? Which is not very good, right? Because you can't scale that. No one can scale that time. But here's the rub. If you could bake a solution people will pay for into an info product, you can sell an unlimited number in that same 24 hours, and you're not limited. Therefore, so this is a super profit multiplier, and why I get so doggone wound up about it, because I've seen it in my own life, okay, and the lives of people that I've helped. So this truly is a win-win situation. In fact, you get to help many more people buy and through your product at a much cheaper price than if you were helping them one-to-one or even one-to-many in, say, in a group coaching. And you have the potential to make a lot more money with a lot less hassles. That sounds good. Are you getting this? You understanding what I'm saying here? Because that's one of the reasons why I so love info products, and one of the reasons why I very, very rarely will ever sell my time anymore. I got tired of that practicing law, right? Because I know I only have 24 hours in a day, but I could sell an unlimited number of info products in the same doggone day, right? And as I said a little earlier, Kindle products or Kindle versus info products, you know, again, with Kindle books makes sense to dollars, and you have to sell a bunch of them to make any money. With info products, you can sell the same or substantially similar information and make much, much more money because it has a higher perceived value without any additional time on you or from you, okay? That's really, really important. So let me just ask this question. Who here would like to create more info products faster and for greater profits? Go to your questions box and just let me know. Just say me or yes or the number 1, something along those lines. I just want to be able to see that. And David, if you could report what those responses are, that would be awesome.
I will do that. While we're waiting for those to come in, I want to tell you a couple of comments we've got here. First is someone said they love your enthusiasm, and I was going to say, boy, I wish you could get a little more excited, Daniel. You get so wound up about your teaching. I love that. So Diane says she's in a membership course where the modules are over an hour, and it's hard to get the lessons done because of that.
Exactly.
Ellen says people like modules, so better to have 4 5-minute videos than 1 20-minute video.
You got it.
Absolutely. And let's see. Diane also says the barrier to entry for a product on this level is so low that it's easy for people to commit, which is also good.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I fully expect everyone hearing the sound of my voice now or in the future when they hear this to do this today, because you can crank out one of these products today. Just showing you what I've showed you here so far.
That's right. And we're getting a lot of yes, I definitely would. Me, yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for that. So essentially, when preparing this presentation today, I had 2 options for you. Option 1 is I could show you some really cool stuff for about an hour, and then we could simply part ways. And I think most of us will agree I showed you some pretty doggone cool stuff. And option 2 is I could extend a special offer to those of you who are interested in putting into action today what we have showed you in the easiest, most effective, and, get this, simplest ways. Now, we chose option 2. And when you see what it is, I think you're going to be very, very glad that we've put this together for you. I'd like to introduce you to Real Fast Info Product. And with this, I want you to put yourself in one of 2 groups. I'm going to describe 2 groups of people here. The first, group 1 here, it's for folks that either have tried to make info products and market them, but were unhappy with the results. Okay, you've tried, but you were unhappy with the results for whatever reason. You're in group 1. Or you're in group 2 if you're somebody who has never made an info product before. Just go to your questions box and let me know with either a 1, that you've tried info products before but were unhappy with the results, or 2, that you've never made an info product before. And I just would be very interested to see the results of that, David. It's sort of an impromptu survey here that I have, folks.
Sure. Sure, and one of the things that I'm noticing here is people, like Tony said, creating short training videos is what I spoke to my partner about this weekend. You know, I've been building custom tutorials, and for our insiders group, and we have over 20 custom tutorials now done, and we call them lessons in less than 3 minutes, because each one of the modules is less than 3-minute videos. People want short videos.
Absolutely. Well, it's not that they want short videos. What they want is a solution to whatever problem that they invested in,
but they want it
in the shortest a period of time. So you can't blather on and on and on about whatever it is you're teaching, because people just their eyes glaze over and you lose them. And the problem with that is, by the way, is that when you lose them, you probably are going to lose them forever. Okay. So if you could deliver results and actually keeping people consuming your material over and over and over again, guess what? They become raving fans of you. Why? Because you are making a real, palpable difference in their life. Okay? Super important that you all understand that when you go to do this. That's your aim. You want to be laser focused on helping your community, whatever niche that happens to be. And the more you're able to do that, and the greater effect that you're able to do that, the more successful and the more money you're going to end up making. Okay?
So we have overwhelmingly Group 2.
Group 2.
Overwhelmingly Group 2, and Group 1 people are saying I make them, but I'm always looking for faster ways to make them.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. So I wanted to again briefly say here with real fast info product, and I've got to say that I can't believe it took me this long to figure out that you all needed real fast info product, because we have a number of really keenly focused modules that I want to actually describe for you, and of course teach along the way here. Now, first off, we're going to show you, this is of course very important, I want you to asterisk this in your notes, that if you don't learn this from me, learn it from somebody, for heaven's sakes, okay? Number 1, we show you how to create info products that people actually, guess what, want to buy, okay? Because so many of the folks I've talked to who have tried info product creation, who have put all this work into it, only to have it fail, okay? And that is not going to be you. Okay, not if you're one of my students, not if you're following what I teach within Real Fast Info Product. So that's focus number 1. And focus number 2, we're going to show you how to make your info products fast, easy, with inexpensive tools that look professional and that reflect well on you and your business. In fact, what I'm going to tell you here is that when you go home, if you go home, you'll visit your relatives, this summer or during the holidays or whatnot, you say, hey, I have a brand new product. And you could feel happy. You could feel proud of what you've created. That's the kind of product that I'm talking about. That's the kind of product that we show you how to do within Real Fast Info Product. Okay, so that's focus number 2. And then focus number 3. Oh my, this is so important, because in focus number 3, we show you how to write and post a high converting sales page that brings in money even while you sleep. Now, I'm just going to tell you here, the reason why this is so beginner-friendly is it's the same formulaic sales process that the millionaire marketers, myself included, that I know use to consistently convert prospects to buyers to money in your bank account. Okay, so that is obviously a huge deal for folks that are already in Group 1 that aren't happy with the results that they've gotten from their info product marketing. Okay, you definitely want to zero in on focus number 3. And then in focus number 4, this is also a very important component, because we're going to show you how to set up your product in a major marketplace so you can get all that all-important buy button on your sales page. Now look, here's the thing, and I know this is going to seem logical when I say it, but get this. I want you to have as many buy buttons out in on the internet as is possible. Why? Because the more buy buttons you have out there, the higher the probabilities that you're actually going to get people to buy from you, right? It just makes sense, doesn't it? So that is a big, big part of focus number 4. We show you how to get your buy button so that you can actually put money in your bank account, okay? Really important. Then in focus number 5, we show you the super effective beginner-friendly marketing strategies that are so powerful that I use them myself. And I know some of you are probably saying, well, Daniel, it says beginner-friendly. That must mean that it's not effective. No, no, no. Because the fact of the matter is that the simpler, okay, the more efficacious, the more effective that your marketing is, most of the time, the better it is. So that's one of the reasons why some of the simpler stuff is the stuff that I started with, and the stuff that I still do today, and the stuff that help bring in over $1 million in product sales for me and my company. Okay, so yeah, that's a big, big doggone deal. And focus number 5 was we focus on beginner-friendly marketing strategies that are very powerful and that I myself still use. Okay, and then in focus number 6, importantly, I show you how to build. This is a really important point. I show you how to build profit centers in your info products. Okay, this is the difference between making $100 on an info product purchase. Okay, say you have a $97 product and somebody buys your $97 product and that's the end of it, right? It's the difference between that and somebody coming and buying your $100 product and then in the same instance or very soon thereafter spend another $300 with you, okay? So this is really, really crucial stuff that you learn how to build profit centers within your info products that are freestanding profit centers, okay? This is pretty cool. Next level stuff. Then in focus number 7, I'm just going to tell you right now. This is such an important thing. Listen, I'm going to make an assumption about you here, that your core knowledge base, that whatever it is that you do well, whatever it is that you do within your business, I'm going to assume that you want that knowledge to help make you wealthy. Okay? And if I have that wrong, then you can stop listening to me, okay? Because I'm just talking to those people that believe that that's what they want, that is what they want in their life, okay? And focus number 7 is so crucial to that, because we show you how to go about building a community around you and your product, okay? This is an important step that will help you build long-term wealth and keep your customers coming back to you over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, and if you know anything about me, and I know that I've met many of you, you know that this is what I do. You know, you could see that this is what I do with my entire operation. I'm always striving to build a community around what I teach and what I preach in all of my products, right? So I'm going to show you how I do that in focus number 7. Also, I'm going to show you on top of all of this, okay, we're going to show you that we make all of this easy. As a matter of fact, I practice what I preach, okay? All the training videos, or most of them, not all of them, but most of them are very, very short videos, around 5 minutes each. In other words, I just give you the meat, no more, no less, okay? Then we have in big bonus number 1, we have a live implementation webinar, because I'm going to tell you something right here and now. I put a lot of thought, a lot of effort and energy into organizing and making Real Fast Info product as user-friendly and as high impact as is possible. But even at that, I will freely admit that it's not perfect. Okay, you're going to have additional questions that you're going to need to put a finer point on it in your specific situation. So that's one of the reasons why I have a live implementation webinar that we're going to be doing probably next week. Is most likely when we're going to do this, to help you take action on what you've already learned. And by the way, if you can't be on the live implementation webinar, a couple things I should tell you is that I'm just now rolling this this product out, this presentation out to other joint venture partners. So it's possible, in fact, it's probable that I will be doing other live implementation webinars in the future. Now, I don't want you to make a decision to invest in a real fast info product today for future live implementation webinars, but I'm just saying that it's very, very possible that you're going to get more than one bite at the apple, okay, for that. And if I do them in the future, and I probably will, you're going to be invited to all of them coming up in the future as well. But even if you can't make this one or some of them in the future, that just rolls us into bonus number 2, which is our real fast info product private members only Facebook group, okay, where not only can you get questions answered by me, but there are some very, very astute, very, very smart people in this group that also likewise like to help. And by the way, if you can't make the implementation webinar, you could ask your question here, and I will answer either in the Facebook group or on the implementation webinar as well. So you're going to get that as a part and as a bonus when you invest in real fast info product. Then the other thing, now I love this. Okay, this is a big, big doggone deal. In bonus number 3, this is actually the product that I did first. This is Real Fast Info Empire. And essentially what happened was this. This is a $297 value. But as many of you know, I do a lot of collaborative products with folks like Tony Leidig, Mike Stewart, Elaine Wilkes, and other folks. I've done a lot of them. Okay, and why have I done that? Well, John Kramer, another one. Why have I done that? Well, primarily it's because I myself have ran out of expertise, but I know that my community, that is you, okay, you need additional training. So I bring in experts to make that training, and I publish it. And this Real Fast Info Empire will show you how I go about doing that. Okay, how I set up the deals, all of that. So if you want to become a mini publishing mogul, like I kind of have, all right, this is the formula. Now, the reason I actually came out with this product first is like, you know, this is great, but people have to know how to do an info product. But this actually gave rise to the idea of Real Fast Info product. Okay, so whereas Real Fast Info product is sort of info products 101, Real Fast Info Empire is like a master's level course in it. All right, and then how to use and parlay your relationships with collaborative partners to build your list, to build your business, and to make more money and make everyone a lot happier, right? So you're probably asking yourself, well, Daniel, what's the investment? Well, the investment, the regular price in this is a very reasonable $397, okay? And I know that's very reasonable because I see what other people have out in the marketplace that, frankly, don't hold up to what I can do. But we have a webinar-only price of only $147. It's a webinar-only price of only $147. The place where you want to go is nams.ws/fast video. And David, if you can get that link into the chat area for those folks that are here live, for those folks that are here on a rebroadcast or replay, the link is probably right below where you're now watching. So I wanted to tell you about our guarantee. Listen, don't decide right now. I want you to take advantage of our unconditional triple guarantee. Just try Real Fast Info products for 30 days. And if you're not cranking out hot-selling info products in your niche fast, or you don't like my radical enthusiasm, by the way, I should talk about my radical enthusiasm since you mentioned it, David. What folks may not know about me is the fact that I actually have a nursing degree and I used to have a nursing license. I have a law degree and I have a law license. And the fact of the matter is that although I practiced law for I don't know 7-8 years, that the reason I get so enthusiastic about this is because it was not practicing law, and it was certainly not practicing nursing that allowed me to pay off my house, okay, free and clear, to pay off a beautiful 3-bedroom condo in a very upscale part of Austin, Texas, okay, that allowed me to to buy 3 Mercedes-Benz cash, that allowed me to put my children into private schools. Now, I do not say this to boast at all. In fact, I'm very grateful. I'm very humble about all this. But I just want to tell you this because my enthusiasm for info products is well founded, because what I do with info products and how I create info products is the gift, literally the gift I'm trying to give you here with Real Fast Info Product. But if you don't like my radical enthusiasm, or you're simply unhappy for any reason, no worries. We'll refund every penny you invested today, no questions asked, no hassles, and certainly no hard feelings. You're going to nams.ws.fastvideo right now, okay?
Everybody here loves your radical enthusiasm.
I can't stop it. If I get excited about something, that's just how I roll.
That's right,
David. You know how it is. And again, I want to just make sure that folks understand. Now, obviously, I can't promise, results like I've gotten. I'm not promising that. You may, if you don't do any work, you're not going to make any money. All right, I can just tell you that right now. But I could show you the potential. Real Fast webinars, we've done over 100,000 with that. Real Fast public domain that I did with my friend Tony Leidig brought in over $103,000. Real Fast Pinterest, which by the way I just launched in July of 2014, already has brought in $112,000. And almost all of these products are under $200. Okay, so you know that I'm selling a lot of products, right? And that's, again, what I want to show you how to do as well. It's not just the creation. It's creating something that people actually will want to buy, and then setting up your marketing so that you will sell it. Okay? So you're going right now to nams.ws/fastvideo, or if you're here on a replay or rebroadcast, that link is probably right below where you're now watching. Go ahead and grab this right now while the grabbing is good. And, of course, I have still more bonuses for you, because it's not simply enough to create all this great copy, sales copy for your new product, but we show you how to create magnificent-looking sales pages with that copy that we showed you how to write. Okay, so pages like this, and I use this all the doggone time. I use this this setup all the doggone time. It looks pretty, you can set it up very, very quickly, and the best thing about it is because it's clean, it's also super effective, easy to read, all that. So I want you to get this bonus as well. The place where you're going, you're heading there right now, is nams.ws.fastvideo, or you're clicking that link right below where you're now watching. Now, the other thing I want you to understand, and we're going to be getting into some questions here in just a few minutes, but I'm going to continue to deliver for you. You see, if you've been in this business for any length of time, I'm sure you've seen people come and people go, right? And I'm very proud of the fact that I have achieved an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And my success, and this is one of the reasons why I adore David, because he has the same philosophy, is that we both know that our success is directly related to yours. Okay? That's one of the reasons why we've been so laser focused on helping you to get to the next level in your business, helping you to get to the next level in profits. Okay, and that's frankly one of the reasons why we've both had such staying power, and why you will not be alone in your journey to a more profitable business. Okay, that's one thing I want you to understand, that you and I have started a relationship today. If you don't know me, if this is the first time you've heard of me, you and I have started a relationship today. And for those of you lovely, beautiful people that have supported me, and I want to thank you for that, and just know that you and I are growing our bonds even stronger. Okay? The place where you want to go to grab this is at nams.ws/fastvideo. You're going there right now, and you're grabbing this. Now, I want to make sure that we save time for questions here, David. The place to go is right here at nams.ws/fastvideo. Okay. Cool. So what questions do we have here, David? And I will definitely field them.
So the first one is Gail says that she's not seeing the right product. Gail, if you are typing in nams.ws, not nams.com, nams.ws/fast video in your browser, it comes up with real fast info product. And you know, Daniel, if you'd like, actually, if you don't mind, I'll walk through the sales page on this. Well, actually, I won't do that. It's just go to nams.ws/fast video. That's exactly where it is, Gail. And we have some people who are questioning, if I've never created a product and I don't have any real ideas about how to create a product or what my product should be, does this help?
Actually, you are my target audience. So yes, I wanna really encourage you, because the fact of the matter is that you, in my opinion, are actually in a better place than people that already have an idea. Why? Because the fact of the matter is the first step in successful info product creation is figuring out what you know or what you can put together that people will actually buy. Okay? And if you're already hung up on a particular niche or a particular idea that may not fit that criteria, well, you're sort of trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, right? And so if you are starting basically with a clean slate, I encourage you to go ahead and grab this. Definitely, yes, this definitely applies to you.
And Diane says, Daniel, this seems like a great way to leverage PLR products. What do you think?
Yes, it is a great way to leverage good quality PLR products that you add your own value to as well. Okay, so I'm never a big proponent of just publishing PLR as is. It's always about, you need to be adding your own value, your own twist, your own insights to PLR or public domain content. But yes, you definitely can start there. Absolutely.
And so, you'll like to hear this. Sue says, I'm in. Excuse me. I'm in. No matter what the product, Daniel's products are excellent, extremely easy to learn from, and you will always get answers from their support lines. So there you go.
Well, thank you, Susan. I appreciate you saying that.
And
we do strive to do that, by the way.
But we do love to hear it, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Is there a support option? Any way we can get question answers if they come up? So you've addressed that, but you might want to talk about that again.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, what I'd like to do is, if I could bring on, let me see if I can bring this on to the next screen here. Here is the Facebook group page right here. Okay. This is where you're going to be, and as you can see, we already have 112 members in the group, and you can ask your questions here. Not only am I in here, but there are lots of other folks as well. I have 2 folks on my staff that also moderate for me, and so yes, you absolutely have access to me, and access not only to me, but a bunch of other very smart folks. Okay. So yeah, you do get that.
Tony said, how many different places were listed in Focus 4? That must have been the marketing. I'm not sure.
How many different places were in Focus 4?
Yeah, on your slide.
I don't actually remember there, Tony, but I could certainly check it out for you. Let's go back over here. Oops, I overshot the runway, didn't I?
There you go.
Oh, Focus. We show you how to set it up in one major marketplace. That's really all you need to get started. Okay, does that answer that question?
Good. Good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And let's see. I will put that in, Nancy. Let's see. Yeah, somebody else about PLR again. And how long do you have access to this course?
For as long as you need it.
So you buy, you get it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Absolutely. You invest in yourself by investing in this training. You get it for as long as you need it. Unfortunately, because of how it's set up. In fact, would it be helpful, do you think, if I showed folks the members area? Do you think that would be helpful for folks?
Yeah,
Would you
sure.
like to see the members area? Okay. So I actually have it pulled up right here. Let me go back one. So this is actually the first the members dashboard. A couple things I want to show you about it. Number one, and this is a bit of homework for you as well, for those folks that have very wisely chosen to invest, is I want you to first watch where it says welcome video right here. That's number one for thing I want kind of take you through and kind of acclimate you to what we're about to undertake. And then the second thing I want you to do is go over here to where it says Facebook group, okay? And then click here where it says click here to join the Facebook group. So that's the second thing. Now the other thing I want you to understand about this is that these modules, most all of these modules have not just, let's just take this one for example, okay? The product research, not just the video, okay, that you get here, and again this is about 5 minutes, but you also have PDFs as well, because listen, here's the thing. I realize that folks consuming this content are going to have different learning styles. Some people love videos. Some people love watching videos. Other people like to read, okay, and some people like to do both. So I made this again as easy as possible for people to consume. So every one of these videos in the training also comes with an accompanying PDF download. So you could watch the video and then read the PDF, or vice versa, or just read the PDF and just go back to the video to put a finer point on your understanding if you don't understand something. So either way, we make it super easy for you to learn. Okay, and the place you want to go, by the way, and grab this very special deal is right over here at nams.ws.fastvideo. That's where you want to grab it, and you're going there right now. Okay, other questions do we have there, David?
Let's see. That's coming down to it. I think we have everything else covered.
Okay, cool. So here's the thing. So I see all of the orders coming in, and let me just tell you something, folks. If you've been with us all the way through and you have not yet taken advantage of this very special offer, I'm going to tell you what I consider my job to be. My job here is to essentially knock you off the fence, one way or another. Okay, either you're in or you're out. Okay, because I'm going to tell you something. Whether you get into this program today or not is not going to affect my future financial well-being, and neither will it affect David's. But I can guarantee you one doggone thing, that if you don't learn what I'm teaching you here today, it will for sure affect yours. Okay, so understand that. Also, what I want you to understand is for those folks that have very wisely invested today, what I would ask you to do, I'm actually going to, David, if I could share this link with you here. Let me go back over here and grab it. I have Daniel Hall webinars, and what I would ask is, and I'm going to send this over to you
in the message.
Yeah, through the instant message here. And let me roll this off over here and show you here, David. Okay, so if you could just disseminate that to folks, that would be very cool. Because what I would like to do is to have you go over to this Facebook page that I'm about to show you here. It's this one here, and I'm going to ask you to do me a favor and do the folks that are sort of on the fence a favor. What I would ask you to do is go over here and like the page, okay? Because once you like it, then you could just chat up and just let us know. And what I would like you to do here is just for those people that have invested, I would like you to just type in "I invested in real fast info product because, and then just tell us why you've invested today, okay? That would be awesomeness if you could do that for us. And then we might come back and read some of these later, so that because believe it or not, your words are going to help people either make a decision to yes, it is for me, or no, it's not for me. All right. So if you would do that, both David and I and the rest of the community here, that there's sort of weighing out whether or not this is a good deal for them or not. We all really very much appreciate that. So thank you so much for that. Now, let's go back here, and I'll give you this right here. This is the place where you go to grab it, nams.ws.fast.video. Okay, that's the place you want to go grab this very special deal. You definitely want to do that right now. Okay, so David. One of the things that I really want folks to understand about info product and info product creation is that essentially when you do this right, when you do it the way that I teach within the training, you are creating an asset for yourself. You are creating an asset that not only can bring in money today, but today, tomorrow, and for that matter, for as long as the product is relevant. Right? Even if it's after you've left the scene, even if it's after you've left the planet, okay? That's the type of products that I like to build, and the type of products that we're going to show you how to create in a real fast info product. Because as I said, it's really one of the only ways I know, okay, and certainly it's proven itself out in my own business that you could take a little bit of you, okay, a little bit of your knowledge, a little bit of your problem-solving skills, and distill it and bake it into an info product that then you could sell to other people, and do so, essentially ad infinitum for as many of them as you could sell, okay, all in essentially the same or very small amount of time. Okay, and you keep doing that over and over and over, and pretty soon you look back and you say, oh my gosh, I've sold $1 billion worth of $97 products. Holy cow, right? That was cool. And I should say another thing. This is a really important point. Again, I want to bring this home because I realize that a lot of you are affiliate marketers. You're interested in marketing affiliate products. Well, if you could very, very quickly put one of these mini video courses that I've showed you here together and use that as an incentive so that people go through your affiliate link versus your competitor's affiliate link, right? And by the way, I do this all the time with my info products. If one of my info products has gotten stale, it's still good, but it's stale and I haven't updated it yet, I will lots of times use it as an incentive. I'll give it away as an incentive to get other people to sign up for somebody else's product that I'm promoting or service that I'm promoting. And you could do the same. In fact, I encourage you. It's smart money to do that. Okay, the place where you're going to grab this very, very special training at a very, very, let's face it, wonderful deal is at nams.ws/fast-video.
So Daniel, one of the questions we're getting is that people get a receipt or something from 1001 Property Solutions. That is your JVZoo account, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes. Okay, so that is correct.
Yep, that is right. If you're getting that receipt, that's the receipt you should be getting. Yep.
Okay, good. So
and let's see. If we go back here, let me just see if we have any takers on this. Let me just refresh this page. I see some folks that have checked in with us on here. It's, okay. All right, so let's look at post to the page here, and We've got our good friend Carol. Carol, it's good to see you here. Thank you so much for investing today. Carol, actually, this is a perfect example. Carol and I have a relationship. I met Carol at NAMS, but I think she actually was buying my products even before then. I love to reach out and connect with you all, particularly at private or at events and whatnot. But thank you so much for doing this, Carol. Carol says, I invested in Real Fast Info product because all of Daniel's products have helped my business grow, and I know this one well as well. Well, that's certainly high praise. I really, really appreciated that, Carol. Thank you. And Diane says, I just attended Daniel's webinar regarding Real Fast Info product, and I invested because I own 2 other courses of his, and he delivers focused and informative training with no fluff and no filler. It's great to use your time, and you'll definitely, it's a great use of your time, and you'll definitely learn a lot. Thanks to David Perdue for hosting the webinar with Daniel, and I'm off to start my training. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Diane. I really, really appreciate that. And then Nancy says, I invested in Real Fast Info products today because I want to make fantastic products fast and easy. Thank you so much for that. By the way, I fully endorse and wholeheartedly promise that that's exactly what you'll be able to do with this training. Okay, make fantastic info products fast and easy. All right, and then David, you weighed in here. So do you mind if I read what you have here? Just hosted Daniel on his webinar for Real Fast Info products. What an awesome course. Thank you so much for that, David.
Sure.
All right, so I hope that's for those folks that are on the fence. I hope that's been helpful for you. Again, the place where you want to go to grab this very special offer that is very quickly here coming to a close is right over here at nams.ws/fast video. David, over to you, sir.
Daniel, this is awesome. Like I said, the course is awesome. What you're doing is awesome. I wanted to say one thing before we actually go away here. I met somebody, it was about 3 or 4 years ago, and to tell the truth, I can't remember her name. Been thinking through this entire thing, who it was. But she sells info products for less than $10, and she netted $3 million that year. And they were just what you're talking about. Tiny, focused, problem, solution, info products that people could not get enough of. And, you know, it's a sweet deal. It's the way that I'm moving my business, and this is really very smart, and it's the first time I've ever seen anybody put anything together on info products in less than 5 minutes. So, you know, this has been really good for all of us, Daniel. Thank you so much for doing this. Karen says, is this webinar today going to be available for replay? There is a limited time for replay. Actually, we have a replay on this in the weekly live training area of our site, and that will be there for a while at this price. Then we will have an auto webinar up much later on for this webinar as well. But I'm going to tell you that today you need to jump in here right now if you haven't done it already. So there's a ton of good information in here. People said, would the replay be available because they could not write fast enough, and that's always the case. So that's why we do the replays.
Yeah.
Daniel?
Yes,
thank
sir.
you again.
Thank you. Thank you. It's always an honor and privilege. You know how highly I think of you, David, and what you are doing for your community, and for those of you that are out there listening now. You know, I just really want to encourage you. Okay, even if you have not taken me up on this offer, I really want you to encourage you to get started with info products in your business. I can guarantee you, you will not be sorry that you do. And with that, one more last call to action. Go ahead and grab this now at nams.ws/fast video. Bye, everyone.
Thanks again, Daniel. I learned a ton here myself today. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.